Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. So today's video is about borderline personality disorder. I made this video for a huge reason. Here's the biggest reason. This community, where everyone is in here and are watching videos about narcissists and stuff, right? I guarantee you, most of you dated a borderline, and that's why you're here. I'm going to make that huge claim because, listen, there's more borderlines than narcissists. For one, okay? Borderlines cause more damage to that. So that means most of you in this community have dated a borderline and don't even know it. You think you dated a narcissist, but you dated a borderline. Or you think you dated a sociopath. That's very common. You think you dated a sociopath because they're so fucking crazy. You dated a borderline, okay? I'm going to go over all the things about borderline. One of the things I'm not going to get into is the DSM. I know that sounds crazy, huh? The DSM is a diagnostics manual for doctors to diagnose their patients. It can be very, very confusing, and I don't believe it's highly accurate. This is something that a board of doctors agreed on, so you know there's information left out. That's my opinion. When you start getting into the DSM-4, it's all politics anyways. So, this is stuff that I have discovered, stuff that I have studied, things I have learned, helping clients over the years, helping people. This is all information I've gathered about borderline. And like I said, I'm leaving the DSM out. So this is just between you and me, you know. This is stuff to help you because it's good to know what your abuser is. To fully understand your abuser will help you understand what happened and help you get rid of things like guilt and shame and doubt, okay? So let's get into it. Now, I want you to know this is a cluster B disorder. So I said that maybe you're dating borderlines and not narcissists, and there's a big difference. But the cluster B, there's 10 disorders. In the cluster B, the disorders that are in there is all related. It's all family, okay? They all look the same. They all do the same amount of damage, the same kind of damage to people. So they're very, very similar, and it's very hard to distinguish one from another, okay? That's why you guys think you dated narcissists or sociopaths when you dated borderlines, okay? One major difference, and I'm going to say this right now, if you go to other channels in this community that are talking about narcissists and borderlines, they will tell you that they're the same. They are not. Okay? I'm making that very, very clear right now. They are not the same at all. They're so different. How they're made is different. Their thought patterns is different. Their behavior is different. But it looks similar. It looks very similar. And the reason is because they share so many traits, you guys. Borderline, histrionic, antisocial, and narcissism all share major amount of traits. There's just a few that separate each one. But when you get to know the behaviors, you can see a borderline a mile away. Trust me. The antisocial is impossible. They fool psychopaths and sociopaths, fool scientists and doctors every day. They don't know unless they tell you that they are one, okay? So, but borderlines, you can find this out on your own, and you can see very, very display of behavior that shows they're borderline. You guys, this is an acting out disorder. The cluster B is known as wild. Borderlines are wild, aren't they? They act out, okay? One major difference between NPD and BPD, that's narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. I might just refer to it as BPD throughout this video. The major difference is one, and a lot of people don't like this, but borderlines have a degree of empathy. Borderlines have a degree of remorse, okay? So if you are watching videos on narcissists and you dated a borderline, you might sit there and go, well, God, you know, there was times where they really felt like they cared, where they really felt like they loved me. They really felt bad for the things they did and apologized. And that's not what they're saying in videos about narcissists, right? Because narcissists don't do that. Borderlines do. Okay? There is a degree of empathy and remorse in borderlines. And when you study borderlines and when you know borderlines, you will see this. It's apparent. Okay? The things they are doing that are similar to narcissists, there's just different reasons. That's why. That's why it looks like narcissists. And I'm not taking anything away from a borderline. I'm not excusing and I'm not apologizing. I'm telling you right now that this is a nasty disorder and these people cause major damage to the people around them. I have clients that I treat every day for this, and it's mostly from borderlines. They will make you crazy. They will make you into a borderline. They will make you feel like you're borderline. After an experience with a borderline, you will see borderline traits and characteristics like this, and I'm about to tell you, and you're going to go, oh shit, am I a borderline? Well, that's good. Most likely you aren't if you're questioning yourself. Just most likely. The thing about borderlines is they don't do that. They have a real problem with processing information. A real self-evaluation problem, okay? So, if you know somebody that always has problems and you're always trying to help them and always trying to fix their problems, if terms like Captain Save-A-Ho and Knight in Shining Armor and the Knight on the White Horse and all that, if those sound like you, you know, and women, if you have felt like this person's mother, right? And you try to help them and you just feel sorry for them and all you want to do is help them and fix their problems, but they never get fixed, you might be with a borderline, okay? Now, I'm going to say this right now, personality disorders and mental illnesses do not abuse people. People abuse people, okay? So, I don't want to hear shit. I don't care what you've been diagnosed with or what you haven't been diagnosed with. It doesn't matter to me. If you abuse people, that is wrong. If you abuse people, I will tell those people to leave you forever. If you don't like that, don't abuse people. It's a choice, and you're conscious of it, and you know it, and I know it. I know this, okay? People that understand your disorder understand that you don't have to abuse people. You choose to abuse people, okay? This is your problem, not anybody else's. No one else is going to fix it but you. Okay? Don't put this shit on other people. Fix your damn problems. Stop abusing people. That's my message to borderlines. If you do not abuse people, good. You don't get a reward. You don't get a prize. Nothing. Nobody abuses people. That's the way it should be. Okay? So don't abuse people, and people will not leave you. So, the most common misdiagnosis for borderline is bipolar and manic depression, okay? When you look at the diagnostics and you go down the list of what people are, many doctors stop right there at bipolar, manic depression. It's very commonly misdiagnosed. This misdiagnosis will keep people together in relationships. It will give you hope that you think that this person's going to be okay. But you cannot be in a relationship, okay, with an abusive BPD person. Once a borderline abuses you, once anyone abuses you, once there's abuse in that relationship, the relationship is over. There is no hope. I don't care what I don't care what that abuser does. I don't care if they get help. I don't care if they change, okay? I don't care if they took the moon out of the sky. I don't care what they did. If they abused you, you get the hell away from them. That relationship is over. There is no hope. Once a person has devalued you and has abused you, there is no hope. Trust me, there is no hope. Get away from them. Can you be in a relationship with a borderline? I've seen it happen because they're very conscious and healthier because they change, they fix themselves, and now they're healthy. They're very aware of their own problems. They don't put it on other people, and they can have successful relationships. Can you have a successful relationship with someone who has abused you? Absolutely not. Okay? Two major things with borderlines. Attention, abandonment. This is what rules them. They want attention and they're afraid of you leaving them. These two things, once you understand that everything they do is about these two things, you will understand a borderline. Now, I'm just going to start reading off stuff about borderlines. These are things that make you, I hope that will just question things. Maybe a little a light bulb will go on inside. Okay? So these are just characteristics of borderlines. Okay? Not every one of these, if you have this, it doesn't mean you're borderline. Okay? If you have it all, most likely you are. These are just things and traits and characteristics of borderline people. Okay? Two words I like to use. Stable, instability. They are so unstable that it's stable. The only thing stable is their instability. It's up and down, never okay, never good for very long. You fix one problem, they have another one, okay? Do not want to be alone. I know borderlines that can't even take a shower without you in there holding their hand, okay? They do not want to be alone, they do not want to be alone, they do not want to be alone. Paranoid. Very suspicious of others. They accuse everyone of everything. This person did this to me. This person did that to me, and you are plotting against me. What did you say? What do you have? What was that? What's in your phone? What? Who was that? Always suspicious. You're always going to leave them. You're always up to something. Never takes blame. See, there's a lot of similarities with narcissists, okay? Never takes blame. Never. It's always your fault, okay? Always, always, always your fault, your fault, your fault. Now, they will apologize, and there are fleeting moments of remorse. But, for the most part, it has to be everybody else's fault. They can clearly do something, and they will deny it. If you show them a film of it, they'll say, you made me do it. That's it. It will go on like that forever. They value and they devalue. You're so great, you're so bad. And it doesn't take months, it doesn't take weeks, it doesn't take days. They can do this in seconds. You are so amazing. You are such a piece of shit. In the same breath. Amazing. They value and devalue everything. Everything. Objects, restaurants, bars, doctors, everything. Everything. Value, devalue, everything. Splitting and black and white thinking. I'm not going to go fully into this because I have before. You can look it up. I have videos about this as well. Splitting and black and white thinking. Everything is all good. Everything is all bad. I used an example in a video before that, say a borderline has a favorite restaurant. And they really like going there during the day. So they had a bad experience or something they thought somebody did something bad at night. The night staff. So the entire night staff is bad. The entire day staff is good. Period. And if they have a bad experience at the day with the day staff, and it could be nothing. Day staff could look at them and not smile. That's it. Day staff is all bad. Now I'm going to night staff because now I realize that the night staff is all good. They cannot look at a restaurant and say, they got some good staff, they got some bad staff. Their meals are kind of hit and miss, but for the most part, pretty good. Prices, some are too expensive, but some's very affordable. No. Which one is it? All bad, all good. They'll let you know. And they'll change their mind all the time. Self-mutilation, cutting, suicide, eating disorders, self-sabotage. These are things that they do. Okay? Now, I am not even going to say that they all do this. So a very common trait is this cutting that they do. It's like a self-soothing of how they feel. But do all borderlines cut? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The last 10 clients I've had that have talked about their borderlines never cut, never did anything like that, okay? But when you have someone cutting themselves, red light should go on, a little light, possibly BPD. These are eating disorders, drug addictions, alcoholism. I know somebody who knows a very, very, very good psychiatrist who says every drug addict is a borderline. If you know drug addicts, especially drug addicts that are into, hardcore drugs, if you know any of them, they act weird, don't they? They are acting like borderline. Okay? Always has problems. Borderlines always have problems. They will never say everything's great. Oh yeah, everything's great, everybody's great, blah, blah, blah. Or they're lying and they're a quiet borderline, and I'll get to that later. Non-conventional thinking. Magical thinking. Okay? They will tell you something that sounds so crazy, but the more you listen to them, you're like, yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. And then later you're like, how the fuck did I tell them that makes sense? They have the craziest unconventional thinking, unconventional ways to fix stuff. It's just amazing how these people sometimes, how they survive. Okay, I could go on and on about borderlines and some of the crazy stuff they did. Whether it's move over here, move over there, move out in the middle of the desert, go live in the woods by yourself. Just crazy and not plan, not do anything about that, just screw yourself royally until everyone comes and saves you. Always unsure in relationships. They're always unsure. They never really know what's going on in a relationship. They may not let you know that, but inside, they all think that. They don't know. What's going on? Where are we? What are we? Are you going to leave me? Common thing they'll ask to check on you is, are you mad at me? Are you mad? You know, because it's not, mad is action. Mad equals action. If I'm mad at you, I'm going to take action. And that's what they're afraid of. They don't want you to leave them. They may not show this, guys. Don't sit there and say, well, I never sat there and always told me I'm afraid of you leaving me. Look at their behavior. Okay? But some borderlines constantly tell you how they feel, and their intense emotions are always so high. Some keep them down until they explode. Okay? They exacerbate all help from everybody. All sources of help, they run dry. Okay? And they get these people, you know, you guys out there that call yourself, you know, helping others all the time and all this. Yeah. They love people like you. If you're like that, you probably dated a borderline. That's what they need. They will test you by hitting you. They might hit you. Okay? You might just be acting like, you know, everything's fine. And all of a sudden they turn around and hit you right in the mouth. And you're like, what the hell? Or they will leave you. They will create little scenarios where you're standing next to them in public. And you turn around and they're gone. And you look and they're 100 feet away. Moving. And you run and you catch up to them. You're like, what the hell are you doing? You're leaving. They're like, no. They're testing you. Okay? They want to see if you leave them. They want to see how you react if they leave. Okay? Abandonment. That's all I care about. And attention. They have no identity of self. This is a horrible thing, guys. Imagine not having an identity. Imagine not knowing who you are. Imagine not feeling like somebody. They will often say things like, I feel empty. Okay? They will shift their lives in interest, in jobs, careers, relationships, constantly. One, boom, 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 drastically, without notice. You know, you have that friend you talk to long distance in another state, right? And, you know, they're all into this. And they're like, oh, I just discovered this, and this is so cool. Cool projects. I'm going to start selling these and making money, and everything's great. And a week later, you talk to them, and they move to Alaska. You're like, what happened to the... Oh, that's all. It's all bad. Remember? All good, all bad. That's all bad. Alaska is the best. Alaska is amazing. Amazing. I love Alaska. Oh, God, I love it, love it, love it. Next month, you know, they're in Minnesota. I mean, it's just unconventional. It goes way beyond thinking, and their behavior is unconventional. Let's see, what else? Now, these are people that are tremendously impulsive. Tremendously impulsive. These are acting out disorders, and these people act out, and they don't think. They do stupid shit all the time. They say dumb things. You'll be standing there, and they say something so stupid, and then after they say it, they know it was stupid. And they'll tell you, that was stupid. You know, like, or you know what I mean? And does that make sense? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. They say and do the stupidest shit. These are emotional 2-year-olds. They can be intelligent, nice, charming, understanding. They look like they have tons of potential. They look like, yeah, they can go out and do whatever the fuck they want. There is no relationship or correlation between identity and consciousness. So they can sit and they can talk to you about the problem, right? They can understand that there's a problem, but they will not implement solution. Never. You will help them forever, and they will never fix that problem. Because you cannot fix people's problems for them, can you? You cannot do it. You cannot fix people's problems for them. Who fixes your problems? You. So what happened, right? This is an emotional 2-year-old child, and this is a developmental disorder, okay? Now, there's been lots of studies on personality disorders, and they're finding out that some of these are genetic. There might be a genetic link, There's still more to be found out. But what we know now is that this is developmental. And the crucial years is between 2 and 4. Between 2 and 4 years are just so crucial for development with a child. Okay? They're born from trauma. They are born from trauma. If these things aren't fixed by the age of 7, they won't be. If you have not developed what you need to develop by the age of 7, you will not. Okay? Some doctors refer to borderline as the female version of sociopathy. They're very similar. Very, very similar. It's very similar to schizophrenia. With the magical thinking, the paranoia, the mumbling under your breath. Just what? And they actually said something to you. Okay? They're not crazy, you guys. They're not crazy. This is a personality disorder, and what that means is this is who they are. They don't have borderline. They are borderline. This is who they are. I'm telling you who they are. I'm telling you who your loved ones are. Okay? They will even slip into psychosis. And what that means is hallucinations and delusions. They will hallucinate when they're very upset. They will tell you delusional things. This is the one for sure disorder where they slip into psychosis. What this is a cognitive deficit. Cognition, your understanding of reality, what you believe reality to be. This is a deficit for them. There's 2 major factors of borderline personality disorder. Deficient cognitive functioning and suicide. Okay? There are 2 major problems. Problems integrating information and logical reasoning, and strategizing and implementing solutions. These are very, very important. I'll read them again. Problems integrating information and logical reasoning. Strategizing and implementing solutions. Planning, plotting, saying this is what I need to do to fix the problem, and then go out and do it. They will not. They have problems taking in information. It's like they have a filter and they just select things that you tell them and get rid of the rest. Okay? Very, very important to what a borderline is. Another thing they have is object constancy. Object constancy. What that is if you're not right here all the time telling me what I want, what I need, then I don't know. Kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Basically, that borderline where you go, say you're with a borderline and you have to go out of town, or maybe it's long distance. There's times and periods you don't talk or see each other. They will believe in that time, since you aren't there and you aren't there telling them you love them, by the end of that time, you don't love them. They believe you don't love them. They're suspicious. They think you don't love them. They will actually even abandon you. This looks like narcissism. I understand that, guys. Here's a major difference between NPD and BPD. A narcissist will, when the relationship ends, how they leave you. If they end the relationship, this is what it looks like. It looks the same, doesn't it? A narcissist will objectify you, they will devalue you, and they will discard you like a piece of garbage. And that's all you are to them. You are nothing to them. You mean nothing to them. And they throw you away and they leave, and they do it in a manner to hurt you. They need attention, but they want to hurt people. They're sadistic. They want to hurt people and know that they did it. They like it. They enjoy it. Borderline, when they leave you, when they end the relationship, okay? Major difference here. And it looks just the same and it feels the same. When a borderline leaves you, listen, they're so afraid of abandonment, okay, that they replay their childhood. We do this. We all do this. We replay our childhood until we confront our issues, our childhood issues. We do it subconsciously. We enter relationships that have dynamics similar to our childhood. Borderlines will basically, they're so afraid of you abandoning them that they abandon you. Okay? What they're doing is they're replaying this over and over again in their life, in their adult life. and their fear of abandonment. So they'll be with somebody, they get emotionally invested with you, don't they? They try desperately to attach. They try desperately to get you to attach to them, don't they? That's all the love bombing. That's all the phone calls. You're so great. You're so this. You're so that. The 30 text messages while you're at work. They want you to constantly think about them, guys. Facebook, social media, has been designed by the same people that designed casinos in Las Vegas. They want you to be addicted to it. Facebook gets you to check them all the time. It's broken concentration. If you break someone's concentration and have you think about them throughout your day, they start literally thinking about you all the time, okay? This is what borderlines do. They get emotionally invested in your relationship, right? And then they abandon themselves. They are abandoning a part of themselves. So that fear they have comes from their childhood abandonment, and they relive it all the time in their adult life. They keep abandoning themselves. They abandon things that they're emotionally invested in. That's why they abandon you. And that's why it looks like a discard. And it feels exactly the same. It's horrible. And you think these people don't have a drop of remorse or a drop of empathy, or they ever loved you. Now you think it's all a lie. It's all a lie. It is. But they are narcissists. Okay, guys? Big difference. There's also quiet and loud borderlines, and I'm not going to get fully into that. It's similar to like covert and overt, but it's not. It's a covert and overt narcissist is more about behavior, where a quiet and loud borderline is most about how they feel and their thinking. So they internalize emotions and feelings because this is about emotional dysregulation. Borderlines have no emotional regulation. So if it's kind of good, then it's really good. If it's kind of bad, it's really bad. They fly off the handle. These are the children. These are the adults that act like children when they're happy and excited sometimes. Oh my God, so good. Yeah, yeah. Act like a little kid and shit. That's called split. Not splitting. Split. Split self. Where they regress and go back to maybe a different time or an age in their life. They might act like a child, but they're acting like themselves. So it's not multiple personalities. And it can look like that, you guys. Some of you guys think that your ex has multiple personalities. They're just borderline. They split. They split themselves. They're just regressing at different times and ages in their own life. They're still themselves. Crazy. So there's a quiet and a loud, and the quiet will appear like a covert narcissist. So if you guys think you dated a covert narcissist, but they have a little empathy and remorse, they're probably a borderline. If you dated somebody that would rage, crazy rage, the biggest, worst rage is from borderlines. Narcissists can rage, sociopaths and psychopaths, but the worst is borderline. They slip into psychosis. They will fucking kill you and not even remember. They are crazy. They went crazy. Okay? This is important to know, guys. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, is related to borderline. That doesn't mean you have it if you're ADHD, but if you had ADHD as a child, you're 5 times more likely to be borderline as an adult. I just want you to know that. And I want you to understand, if you know anything about attention deficit, then you will know more about borderline. These people have to have attention, just like attention deficit. They need your attention all the time. Okay? These are things right here I'm going to list that they are all low in. Borderline personality disorder people are all low in these. Planning, cognitive flexibility, visuospatial, visual memory, verbal memory, processing speed, and attention. Memory. Things like this. There is treatment. It's called DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy. I'm not going to go into that. I guess there is success. I have seen borderlines that say they are happy now, that they don't think the way they do, and they don't hurt people. And they're in relationships and happy. Is this to give you hope? I'm not talking borderlines. Is this to give you hope because your ex is a borderline? Absolutely not. If they abused you, you stay away from them, period. Period. Once abused, the relationship is over. Don't ever forget that. They have major attachment disorders. Major attachment disorders. They try to attach right away and they want you to attach right away. Okay? But they also have identity problems, you guys. Okay? So these are, the characteristics are mirroring, copying, echoing, This is why they mirror. They don't have identity. They take on yours. This is why they stare at you. This is why they study you. This is why they look so blank. They don't have an identity. They don't have a self. Go look at photos of your ex. If they had just that real empty fucking stare in their eye, or even worried or scared, borderline. So they mirror. I know borderlines that have mirrored and even echoed people for over 2 decades, guys. So this is the person that gets really excited about everything you're excited about, right? You're a Cubs fan. Now they're a Cubs fan. They've got a Cubs jacket. They don't even know about baseball, but they're a Cubs fan now. Yeah. And your car has to be their car, because that's their car now too. They identify with that car. The biggest thing borderlines identify with is their trauma, is their problems. Who am I? I am my problems. I am my problems. I've known borderlines, I'm not kidding you guys, I've known borderlines within 5 seconds of planting my eyes on them, the first time I've ever seen them in my life, their mouth opens and they're talking about abuse, how they were abused, or what their girlfriend or boyfriend did to them. It's like, my God. My God. Like, you could know me for months, a year. Abuse? You know what I mean? So, they do. Okay? I'm closing. This is it. This is a quote I came up with that I think really explains them. If you don't need me, you will leave me. So they have to get you to need them, and they get you so involved in their problems. Here's a great quote by Ralph H. Bloom. When something within us is disowned, that which is disowned wreaks havoc. If you don't own your problems and you don't take responsibility for the things you've done and the things you can change, you will never change them. They will stay in your life and wreak havoc forever. And that's a borderline. Their problems stay in their lives forever because they do not own them. There's a book out there that is awesome about borderline. The title just says it all. I hate you, don't leave me. I hate you, don't leave me. So, I hope this really, really helps you guys. Really, really helps. And I want you to know something. Don't be toxic. Here's something that really, really separates us from them. And that's action. That's understanding our fault and our problems. Stop pointing your fingers at your abusers forever. Because you can't look at yourself if you do that. What they've done to you is their fault. But if that's all you've learned, you will do it again. Okay? I help people every day with this, with massive success. I get them to understand right away what's going on, what happened, and how to fix this. Just like borderlines replay their childhood out, we do too. Okay? We all do. It's subconscious. We're not totally aware of it. But if you can have someone with an outside perspective point this out to you, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay? Thank you, everybody. I hope this helped. Go down below and ask me any questions. Please take this video and share it. Put it in a group, social media, anything you can do to get this information out there. This is so crucial, you guys. I hope this has helped you realize that, you know, maybe you didn't date what you thought and you dated a borderline, and now you know their intentions. Now you know what was going on, and it makes more sense to you. So get this video out so it can help more people like you, okay? Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for watching. Please vote thumbs up or down, okay? And comment, ask me any questions. I'll answer all of them. Everybody, love yourself first, okay? Take care, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.